Before we start the video, I just want to let you guys know that we launched a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt on the merch shop, so go ahead and click the link down below in the description. It's a great way to support us here at the Liberal Hive Mind. Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now I just want to preface this video by saying my intention here is not to be mean. My intention is not to be sexist, etc. My intention is merely to speak about the facts, acknowledge reality, because most of the conversation that you'll see on Twitter and in the entertainment industry is completely delusional or purposely disingenuous when speaking about women's sports. You know, my perspective is that modern day feminism and the outlook on what a female is supposed to be in society has been, in a sense, been modeled to compete with man. I think it's absolutely twisted. This idea that women are supposed to compete and outdo men in their own fields just seems absurdly delusional. Women are different and fill a different role in society, and the fact that saying that somehow causes outrage or is viewed as sexist or bigoted is completely absurd. And this new activist push that Megan Rapinoe has started, that female sports are entitled to X, Y, and Z, entitled to millions upon millions of dollars, when for the most part their leagues are not generating money but rather losing money, is of course once again completely absurd. And see, I've been trying to make this argument. I've covered this topic in a couple different videos, but this time I don't really need to make the argument. I just need to show you guys a little 30-second clip that'll put it all into perspective. You might not have known this, well, you definitely didn't know this, but Chicago's WNBA team, I don't even know the name, I'm literally covering this. Let me search it up real quick. The Chicago Sky has won the WNBA championship, a championship that I did not know was going on. I'm sure you didn't know either, but also seemingly a championship that even Chicago didn't even know happened. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean, and let me show you guys exactly why players in the WNBA and other women's sports leagues aren't making the same money as their male counterparts. Surprise, surprise, it's not the wage gap and it's not sexism. But of course, before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so you know when an NBA team, a hockey team, or a football team wins the championship, they win it all, they bring it back to their city, they bring of course the cup back to their city, there'll be a parade on the streets with tens of thousands, sometimes 100,000 people, celebrating the massive victory in a huge parade. Well, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who's apparently a real big fan of the Chicago Sky, here's a picture of Mayor Lori Lightfoot on her Instagram or something with what I guess is a Chicago Sky jersey. Well, she thought, what a momentous occasion. The Chicago Sky has won the championship. Let's do a parade in the city of Chicago. Once again, absolutely delusional, and frankly, setting up the Chicago Sky for failure, setting them up for total embarrassment, as maybe 5 people showed up for the parade? I'm not even kidding, take a look at this. Shocker, WNBA champs hold a victory parade, and nobody cares. The Chicago Sky WNBA team held their victory parade today in the Windy City. It was absolute mayhem. Kidding, nobody cared, but these women deserve equal pay to men, right? Crazy scene as the WNBA champs have their parade. And now before I say anything, my personal perspective is that if a woman is doing the same job as a man and providing the exact same service, the same type of performance, the same type of results, then a woman of course should be paid 1-to-1 with a man. I think by law that's already happening, but this ain't it. This argument that we have been seeing in the media for years, that female athletes are not being paid because of their gender, and that they're somehow systemically being underpaid in respect to their male counterparts, is a complete farce. The WNBA has been losing money since the 90s. I don't think they've ever had a single season that's been profitable. They are subsidized, in fact, by the men's league. So not only is there not a wage gap between the two, I mean, the premise is that somehow men are taking money away from the women, that they're getting more of the pie, more of the share than their female counterparts. The literal opposite is true. The men's league is literally subsidizing the salaries, and the entire league that the WNBA is playing in. How are you supposed to pay the stars in the female league millions upon millions of dollars when they aren't generating any money? People don't even know they exist. This was one of the first comments from a Chicago native in the comment thread of the video that I showed you earlier. I feel bad for them. I only found out that we had a team last week when they made it to the finals. The league needs to do better to put a spotlight on the league. I mean, this is a Chicago sports fan. Read the individual's bio right over here. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Avid White Sox, Bulls, Bears, and Duke Blue Devils fans. This guy didn't even know that the Chicago Sky even existed. And look, here's the reality. They've been trying. They've poured millions upon millions of dollars trying to advertise these games. On ESPN, the league themselves, NBA players showing up at these games trying to get people to be involved. But you just can't sell an inferior product. It's just not going to work, and that's really what it is. You know, the argument that it's a wage gap falls apart almost instantaneously. Some of the highest paid athletes are female tennis players. They provide a good product, people go to see it, and clearly, the gender of said players is not even a factor whatsoever. It doesn't matter. There are tons of young female tennis players, and people who enjoy watching the sport, and so they watch it. It's that simple. The argument once again falls apart with, let's say you're a professional bowler, a professional billiards player. You might be able to make a decent sum of money, but you're certainly not making $45 million a year like Steph Curry and other NBA players who are bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of advertisements, selling out the arena night after night after night. You just can't compare the two. It's not about being mean. It's just the reality of the situation. I'm an avid basketball fan. I played basketball my entire life. I cannot watch the WNBA because it's just slow. It's not a good game. It's not enjoyable to watch. It's not explosive. It has nothing to do with gender. I'd rather watch up and coming high school stars and pay attention to what's going on with the youngins. It's a much more exciting game than the WNBA ever will be. And another issue is the WNBA refuses to take criticism whatsoever and refuses to make any changes to maybe spice things up. There's this infamous moment from 2018 where Tracy McGrady introduced the idea of maybe lowering the basket, and the response from Breanna Stewart was, "How dare you?"
You know, not your average fans, people that don't watch WNBA basketball, what can we do to get those fans to tune in? And I was like, why can't we lower the goal to at least 9.5 feet? Because I think for somebody that don't watch WNBA basketball, to have women dunking on other women would definitely bring more excitement to that game, and have, you know, those guys that don't watch WNBA basketball tune in, and you get more fans that way. What do you think about that?
I mean, my thought on it is, you know, I've been playing basketball on a 10-foot hoop my whole life. So to move it to 9.5, it's going to take a long time to get used to that. And then also, like, we're only playing basketball to dunk? Like, I'm not sure.
No, you playing to...
Like, you know, you just want to see me dunk on somebody? Like, I don't know.
The skill level is off the charts in women's basketball.
Right.
But I think as far as bringing the entertainment...
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
That element, I think, you know, you're getting...
For them, it's about gender equity. They view playing the sport almost as if it's activism. What they need to understand is that it's a business. You need to put out a product that people actually want to buy. People don't want to buy the current product, and their response is, or their reaction is, well, we're somehow victims of some sort of structural, systemic discrimination. No, the games are boring. And all the arguments, the twisted logic, the lawsuits that have been dismissed and thrown out from Megan Rapinoe and her U.S. women's soccer team compatriots are all pretty much bunk at this point. And in order to understand that, all you need to know, all you need to see, is the fact that not a single person showed up to the Chicago Sky Championship Parade. The supposed Chicago champions, that Chicago residents aren't even aware exist. Cultural Marxism, equity, has no place in the world of business, and sports are a business. And charity is not equality. That's what I got for you guys though. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share it as much as possible. I gotta get back to work though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.